Our high performance sales team has set up their own sales cadence that closes deals. You're about to get a sneak peek into that sales cadence, plus, you're going to see how to set that up in your own CRM. Check it out. There's a lot of talk about sales cadences, how to set up a sales cadence. I was curious, what makes a good sales cadence in your opinion?
I'll speak from an inbound perspective because with outbound, it's going to be entirely different. So, speaking from an inbound perspective, there are two scenarios. You are one of the fortunate companies that have an overwhelming amount of leads, really high volume, and then you're on the other end where you're a smaller company, you're still getting inbound leads, but in much lower volume. So, in one scenario, you are going to treat your leads different in higher volume. It's not sustainable to put as many touches on those contacts as another company who have lower volume. Folks that have a high volume of inbound leads, the first thing is you're going to want to qualify those leads and separate them into different cadences. Your company is going to know your ideal customer profile, or at least I hope you do. And if you don't, we have great content around your ideal customer profile. And once you determine your ideal customer profile, you want to take really good care of those leads. And typically that's going to come with a lot of touches in the first week. So making sure you're engaging them. They've come, they've showed intent. Your salespeople should be following up with them pretty regularly in that first week. Initially, leveraging automation to your advantage in enrolling them into an email sequence from your salesperson to give them the channel to communicate with that assigned salesperson or a sales team. And if it's assigned to a general sales team, then give them a group calendar link to schedule a time with their sales team, or if it's coming from an individual sales rep, their calendar link should definitely be in that email sequence, giving them that channel to communicate with their sales team. That's going to be the expectation from a lot of these ideal customer profiles. Some of them are DIY, but they know salespeople are going to be reaching out, and it's helpful. Talking to a salesperson, getting to the root of your questions, what you're trying to solve is really helpful. So making sure that when they are in a buying state of mind in that first week, that your salespeople are reaching out quite actively, starting with the email sequence, and then calling them. These are extremely valuable leads. A lot of people mark their emails read. They say they'll get to that later. They typically don't. Making sure you call them, it just gives you another opportunity to engage them. They're going to be expecting a call. It's going to be rare that they're going to have any sort of pushback from receiving a call from a salesperson. So engaging them, answering some of their questions, driving the deal forward, ideally getting them on a call so you can chat it out a little bit more, demo your platform or whatever your sales process warrants, and engaging them that way. So let's put this into sort of a numerical perspective. I would say that enrolling them to an email sequence, I would email them every other day that first week, and I would call them on the first day that email goes out, and then call them the following day as well. So email does not go out the following day. Call them again on the following day. Let that third email go out on day 3. Day 4, call them again. Day 5 email goes out. I would call them again if you haven't engaged them. And so in the first 7 days, you're emailing them 4 times, calling them 3 times. I think that's a pretty good amount of touches on a warm inbound lead that is highly qualified to engage them, get them talking to your sales team without annoying them and harassing them.
It's like you said, there's a lot of different touches from different channels as well. There's the email sequences, then calling and setting it up on different days. How would you go about practically setting that up inside of Close?
In Close, it's going to be pretty straightforward. Leveraging something like Zapier, we can build that email sequence already natively in Close, and then as soon as someone signs up, we could zap that lead into Close, whether they're coming from a web form or a trial sign up, whatever that is, making sure the lead is one created when they demonstrate that buying behavior, and then creating the lead in Close, and then outlining all of the information about the lead, as well as capturing what they did as a custom activity, which is essentially a form that shows them what they need to know about that lead and how to engage them based on their behavior and the information that they volunteered. So the email sequence would happen automatically. You could either assign it to a sales rep specifically and then have it go out from their email domain, or you assign it to a more general domain and have a group sales calendar link that once they do schedule, then it assigns it to the rep. So that's how you would handle lead coming into Close and being enrolled into an email sequence. Now calling is going to be really easy. We can leverage calling using Smart Views. Leads are just going to drop into dynamic buckets when they need to be called on a specific day. So it's very easy to train your reps. Hey, the email sequences are going to be out. You don't even have to worry about that unless they respond or they schedule. That's all going to be done for you. Now, the bulk of your work is going to be your proactive calling outreach. You have these smart views. These leads are going to drop into these buckets on day 1, day 3, day 5, whatever you decide. And all you need to do is click call, dial down the list, and it's going to call those leads. So it's going to make it really simple and effective for your sales team. You're not going to have to do much training around this. Typically, a sales rep can understand what they need to do within under 30 minutes. They're not going to have to move outside of the platform, which is great too. So email sequence is running automatically. Click into your smart view, click call, and you're doing your job.
That's so cool. Because I guess the difference between Close and other software, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I see the difference with Close being not so much focused on having to go through each individual sales cadence for each individual lead, but instead you have, okay, today this is my list of leads that I need to call. This is my list of leads that I need to email. This is my list of leads that whatever. Is that kind of more how it would work?
Correct. And since those email sequences are going out, they don't even have to do the sending unless they want to do some personalization, which is another conversation. All they have to do is field the responses on those emails in their inbox inside of Close. And so they're working from 2 places. Inbox, here's my email responses, tasks I've set for myself, missed calls or missed voicemails, and then I just move to my smart views and I click call, and now I'm engaging new leads and getting them scheduled. So they're really doing a lot of their outreach and sales activity from 2 places. So it's pretty simple, it's straightforward. We have an extremely high adoption rate because of that very simple workflow, but it's very powerful.
And it seems like it would be more productive for sales reps. Instead of trying to organize each lead and where they are in the sales cadence, they just jump into a smart view and they know exactly who needs to be called on a certain day.
Far more productive. Sales reps don't waste time inside of Close, in my opinion. We're built for the end user. We're built for sales reps. Your job is to communicate with people. We make that very simple and easy.